Hello friends, welcome back to another edition of Magic Mondays. This is Squish with Fish, starring Kiora, Sovereign of the Deep. 5 mana cost for a 4/5 Merfolk Noble with Vigilance and Ward 3. Whenever you cast a Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, or Serpent spell from your hand, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is that spell's mana value. You may cast a spell with mana value less than X from among them without paying its mana cost. Whole idea here is to cheat out some big sea monsters. That's it. Very simple. I'm going to try to get through the introduction a little bit faster than last time so we get to that sweet gaming footage. So, as you can see here, the average is 3.9, pretty high, but it's mostly carried by the 14 6+ mana cost cards that are in here. 42 out of 60, yeah. 42 out of 60 cards are blue, with more of a splash of green. 18 creatures, 9 instant, 9 sorceries, 13 artifacts, and 11 enchantments with 1 Kiora, Planeswalker, and a battle just for good measure. So, taking a look at the deck, we got Wizard class, mostly for that first ability with no maximum hand size. It's very important to be able to get that going. Combat Research lets us draw a card with this enchantment. Consider lets us draw a card. Opt, draw a card. So the idea is to try to get to those big fish as quickly as possible. Wash Away, everybody knows what that does. Just a counter spell, but can get rid of a commander for the single blue mana. Witness Protection, some board control. Curate, draw a card. Deliberate, scry 2, then draw a card. We got Jacob Hawken Inspector here, who is mostly a distraction. Against any black or red deck, mostly a black deck, the idea is just to put him out there to cause your opponent to waste some removal on him, though he can be very helpful. If you end up with 5 lands in hand and you really need a creature, just doing that draw and exile and exiling a land just to get a little more draw power can be very useful. Ominous Seas because it makes Krakens and there's a fair amount of card draw here. Emergent Sequence to get us another land. Gaia's Blessing in case there's some removal plus a draw a card. Let's keep going. Rune of Might, draw a card plus they get Trample. Growth Spiral, draw a card. As you can see, a lot of card draw here. Couple of mana rocks. And then we get into the creatures. We have an Equipment Octopus, which is just such a weird phrase. But we can play this as an octopus and look at the top 3 of our deck. But it's mostly to get it as an equipment because it can cause more card draw. Divination, more card draw. Here's our lone battle. So we create a couple of blue Kraken tokens with trample when it enters the battlefield. And then non-creature spells you cast have Convoke, and I can untap up to 4 target creatures. This is a very useful card, and it's a serpent. Midnight Clock, 4 mana, plus shuffling the whole deck and drawing 7 cards. Mysterious Tomb, to draw a card, and then tap a thing, and then draw a card, and then tap a thing. We got a Kraken here, which will get bigger and make some tentacle tokens just for cheap blockers. Also, the art is just super cool with the little ships and the giant monster. I mean, it's horrifying, but also really cool. Sea Dasher Octopus, which is mostly just used as an octopus, not as the mutate. Colossal Majesty for more card draw. We've got some more land with Cultivate. We've got the additional land, plus they can be used for any color here with the Dryad. Harrow for more land. Settle the Wilds for more land. Golden Ratio helps us draw some cards. Here's our lone Planeswalker, helps us draw some cards. Primal Empathy, just to either draw a card or make stuff bigger that I have. Got a good assortment of mana rocks, including the Simic Locket, and the Heraldic Banner, because why not? And then we got some more card draw with Behold the Multiverse. We've got our big Leviathan Crab, the 0/17, the tremendously large blocker with no attack power, unless you spend 3 generic mana, of course. More draw power here, and then an octopus, and a kraken, and a whelming wave, which returns all creatures to their owner hands, except for krakens, leviathans, octopuses, and serpents. So it brings our commander back to our hand. No big deal, because when we play it, we probably have some other things out. This card I really like, and I really like the art. But the 12/12 Slumbering Isle that can add mana, and also when it wakes up, it's just a big kraken. Wormhole Serpent, because theme. River's Rebuke, because stupid powerful and also theme. Serpent of Yawning Depths, to make my things unblockable, except by other like things. Elrond's Epiphany, which is great. This is where we get into the, you play a big expensive Sea Serpent, you can cast spells like this for free. Like, you play a Hullbreaker Horror, and then you can cast this for free, which is tremendous. Cryptic Serpent, which we can knock down that mana cost. However, it's actually been a little while since I played this deck, but I believe that even if the mana cost is 2, it still counts as a 7 mana cost card, so that works out in my favor. Gear Seeker Serpent, same idea, 1 less for each artifact you control. Into the Story for some card draw. Kiora bests the Sea God because it's, again, stupid powerful. Tolarian Terror, which is not a great card, but I mean, it's basically this Cryptic Serpent with 1 less power, but it does have Ward, so it's actually not terrible, especially for a common card. And the art is pretty cool and horrifying. Coma Cosmos Serpent, because, well, of course. Slyn Voda, to have that extra kicker of basically a Whelming Wave built in for 2 mana cost if I actually have 10 on the board. Magic Mirror, to get us insane amount of card draw. Great Henge, card draw. And an Icebreaker Kraken for some board control. Plus, you can get this out really pretty early, and it will go through the top 12 cards and let you pull basically anything else in this deck. And then we just got some lands, like Command Tower, some dual-colored lands, and some snow-covered stuff just for the Icebreaker Kraken. So that's it. That's the intro. I rushed through that so that we can get to that game footage as quickly as possible. So let's give it a shot. Let's play some games and see how it goes. And as always, please take care of yourselves and each other, and thank you so much for watching.